Good morning, students. So as we are trying to learn the properties of the molecules and the elements of P block elements, in the course of discussion we have come to nitric acid and we have to study about the properties of nitric acid. Before coming directly to the infographic chart which we will be making over here, let me make the scheme based on which I am going to make this chart. Alright, try to understand that nitric acid is an acid which is highly oxidizing in nature, because it contains 3 oxygen atoms and it is acidic. And when nitric acid will react with any other chemical species, then there is a probability of formation of nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen monoxide means NO, or nitric oxide, or nitrates or nitrites. Alright, so these are the various probabilities, or these are the various molecules which it can form. Now the acids are actually prepared from non-metallic oxides. So which was that non-metallic oxide from where nitric acid was prepared? Nitric acid was prepared from NO. So there is no point in discussing a lot about properties or the reactions of nitric acid with non-metallic oxides, although we will be seeing that too, how it reacts with a few nonmetals and oxidizes them. Most interesting part about understanding the properties of nitric acid will be the reaction of dilute nitric acid with 3 types of metals. One, highly active metals which can readily give out electrons like magnesium, manganese. This gives out electrons very easily. Now when this gives out electron very easily, so they get oxidized very easily and they will reduce the nitrogen atom also very easily. Alright, so as a result, what happens in case of dilute nitric acid and highly active metals, the reaction of metal and the acid is obviously what we have studied so far. What happens when any acid reacts with any metal? This is very obvious. See, I told you to remember anything, what is required is to find out what is obvious and what is not obvious. What is not obvious, find out the reason of that and make it obvious. So first of all, we will see reaction of dilute nitric acid with highly active metals. Here you don't have to apply any logic. Your concepts of acid, bases and salts which you have studied in class 10th will be enough. Maybe I can name it as 1 and I am taking case A. Case A means highly active metals is case A. Alright. So this case I am taking as case A. So if you take dilute HNO3 with highly active metal like magnesium, it will form magnesium nitrate, MgNO3 whole twice means salt and water. So it is very obvious. So far we have learned this, that acid reacts with metal to form salt and water. But if the metal is not hydrogen, in this case hydrogen gas will come out. Okay, hydrogen gas, not water, hydrogen. Water does come out, I'll just tell you how. Now, this is case 1 only, but I am taking case B, means 1B. That means reaction of dilute HNO3 with moderately active metals like iron, zinc, okay, and keeping HNO3 dilute only, so it will be less oxidizing in nature. So let us take one example. Say if I take zinc plus dilute HNO3, it will form zinc nitrate for sure. Along with this nitrogen and hydrogen will get reduced due to the reducing property of moderately active nature of the metal. So zinc acts as a good reducing agent. These electrons are good reducers. As a result, ammonium nitrate will also be produced. But nitric acid is a good oxidizing agent. So here, instead of hydrogen, water will come out, as I was telling you earlier. Water will come out. So here you see that there is no oxygen here. So it was hydrogen, but in this case water is there. In this case only one salt was formed, and here two types of salts are formed. Okay, but ammonium nitrate will only come out when we will use dilute nitric acid. If we will use concentrated nitric acid, at that time what will be happening is we will be getting zinc nitrate and NO2 gas will come out, and then water will be formed. This will be the difference. Okay, we will see that. We can take maybe case 2. Reaction of concentrated nitric acid with less active metals. Like silver, lead, or copper. Okay, so if I take silver plus concentrated, is the difference HNO3, it will form AgNO3 for sure, there is no doubt in that. But instead of ammonium nitrate, NO2 gas will come out, and hydrogen gas will not come out. Water will come out because concentrated nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. Similar pattern will be shown by lead, copper, and all other less active metals. Now balancing, that can be done very easily. In each of these cases, you give 4 HNO3. Okay, I'll make it with black. So 4 nitrogen are there, 4 hydrogens are there. So for 4 hydrogen, so we can give 2H2O will come out in each of this case. Now this is two nitrogens are already there in this case, so we'll just give 2 over here. Here the case will be little different. In this case, give 2. 2 hydrogens are there, just give 2 and everything will get solved. Now what happens if we treat these metals with or if we treat tin with nitric acid, it forms stannic acid, metastannic acid. This has to be known a little bit, alright, although it is not that important. And reaction of nitric acid with noble metals, that is important. Reaction of concentrated HNO3 with tin. This gives a different reaction. Okay, this is out of trend, not obvious. So tin plus HNO3 gives a metastannic acid. H2 SNO3 plus 4NO2 plus H2. This we have to remember. Nitric acid is so reactive or so highly oxidizing in nature that they can react with noble metals also, like platinum. It can dissolve gold even. So we'll write fourth property. Reaction of concentrated HNO3 with noble metals. It does not react as such on its own. What we need to do is we need to make aqua regia. And what is aqua regia? Aqua regia is mixture of 1 part of HNO3 and 3 part of HCl. Okay, so 1 part HNO3 plus 3 part HCl. This is called as aqua regia. Aqua means watery and regia means king. King means it is such kind of an acid, it is such kind of a watery acid which can dissolve even the crown of the king. Crown of the king is made up of gold, silver, platinum, all that, isn't it? So it can even dissolve the crown of the king, and hence it is called as aqua regia, means watery king. Okay, dissolving the crown of the king means you are a bigger king. So who is the bigger king here? Aqua regia is the bigger king. So what happens? Why it happens so? Because when you react HNO3 with HCl, then nitrosyl chloride is formed, NOCl is formed, water comes out, and a nascent chlorine atom comes out. Nascent chlorine atom. NaSCENT, nascent chlorine atom. This nascent chlorine atom is nothing but newly born chlorine atom. Newly born or atomic chlorine. It is highly reactive because it has only one electron in its outermost shell. It is produced by aqua regia. So this nascent chlorine is daughter of aqua regia. If somebody asks you who is the daughter of aqua regia, then nascent chlorine atom. Now if you treat platinum with this nascent chlorine atom or this solution which produces this, it will form PtCl4 solution. If you treat this with silver or gold, okay, gold Au plus nascent chlorine atom will form AuCl3. So this was the concept of aqua regia. One part of HNO3 and 3 part of HCl. Alright, so two more properties are there. Charring property of, not charring property, it will be oxidizing property of the nonmetals. How nonmetals are oxidized with the help of nitric acid, like oxidation of H2S and oxidation of sucrose. We will see what happens. This was fourth point. Then fifth point we will see. Fifth point. Fifth point is reaction of H2S with HNO3. Now, without knowing anything, how will you guess what is going to be formed? It is -2 oxidation state, it is +1 oxidation state multiplied by 2. If it gets oxidized, what it can form? It can form sulfur. 0. And then this will reduce to NO2 and H2O will come out. Okay, let us see if it happens like that. Yes, it happens like that itself. It gets precipitated, yellow colored, and NO2 is formed and H2O comes out. So here 2 hydrogen atoms are there. If I make it 2, then I will make it 2 this also. Then nitrogen becomes 2. I'll make it 2 and let us see what happens with the oxygen. This is 6 oxygen, this is 4 plus 2 oxygen, 4 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen. Means 2 here and 2 here, 1 sulfur. So balanced. So this is fifth A, oxidizing property. Second, its reaction with glucose or sucrose. Alright, its reaction with either glucose or sucrose. If we take sugar, C12H22O11 plus HNO3, it will form 6 molecules of oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is like this. It is also written as COOH whole twice, or it is also written as H2C2O4. It is a diabasic organic acid. It is found in tomato. Okay. Although in tomato seed it is found, and in tomato salicylic acid is also found, but this acid is also found. Oxalic acid is found in the seeds of tomato and in guava. In unripened guava, you will find that oxalic acid is there. So 6 molecules of oxalic acid will be formed. 36 molecules of NO2 will be formed, and 23 molecules of H2O will be formed. Accordingly, we will balance this side. 36 HNO3, and this is adequate. Now this reaction actually requires 2-3 steps of oxidation and reduction reaction. So in P block element, nobody is going to ask you to show the redox reaction part. So it is better to remember 36, 6, 36, 23. Alright, so if you practice it, you will be able to Remember, once you give 36 over here, you will get the guidance that what has to be here. Once you put 36 here, nitrogen has to become 36. Okay. Then here hydrogen will become 36. So accordingly you balance by putting 6 over here and 23 over here. Okay. So you apply heat and trial method, with that also you can do it. So this was all about the properties of nitric acid. Now a few questions. That why concentrated nitric acid gives out yellow colored fumes? Concentrated nitric acid gives out yellow colored fumes because NO2 gas keeps on coming out of it. NO2 gas keeps out coming out of it. Alright, this is one thing. Another thing is that why nitric acid cannot be made purer than 63%. Alright, so the nitric acid which we get is around 63% pure. Okay, 68%. 68% pure. Now why nitric acid is not possible to be purified further to 98%? Alright. Now what happens is that when nitric acid is formed, it is formed in the form of HNO3 plus H2O. There is some amount of water in that also. Now you know that when two solvents are mixed together, at that time, at a particular concentration, they form equal boiling mixtures. Equal boiling mixtures, or it is also called as, there is another term for it. Means I am referring to the chapter solutions. When a binary solution is formed by mixing two solvents, then at a particular concentration, the boiling point of both the solvents, they become equal, and such kind of solution is called as azeotropic mixture. So see, when you are learning P block elements, we can go back to solutions and revise that also. These kind of solutions are called as azeotropic mixtures. They are equal boiling mixtures. So at this composition, HNO3 and H2O, they start boiling at the same temperature. As a result, if you try to do fractional distillation, then what will happen? Both of them will form equal composition in the vapor also and in the condensed liquid also. So it is not possible for nitric acid to be purified more than 68%. This is the reason. Alright. Now, why nitric acid does not give hydrogen gas when reacted with metals like any other acids which reacts with metals to form hydrogen gas? Because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. So with moderately active metals and less active metals, it does not give out hydrogen gas. However, with magnesium, manganese and zinc, when dilute nitric acid is treated, then hydrogen gas does come out. What happens when a nitric acid reacts with tin? Nitric acid reacts with tin to not form tin nitrate, but to form metastannic acid. It forms metastannic acid, and the formula for metastannic acid is H2SNO3. H2SNO3. It does not form stannic nitrate. It does not form. It forms metastannic acid. This is the difference. Alright, these are the unobvious things. So I have told you the obvious part of the acid. Obvious part of the acid is that, means obvious properties of the acid is that with dilute HNO3 and active metals, it gives out hydrogen gas and salt is formed. But with concentrated nitric acid and with less reactive metals, water comes out, and with moderately active metals, ammonium nitrate is also formed along with the metal nitrates, and H2 does not come out, H2O comes out. So when does H2 come out? H2 comes out when the acid is dilute and the metal is highly active. When the acid is dilute and the metal is highly active, in that case H2 comes out, else not. Okay, so these are the between the lines concept of your book. Between the lines, like if you go through your textbook and if you read it line by line, then in between the line there will be a very minute mention of these things. Okay, so I am just magnifying those between the line concepts so that if anything comes in between the text also, you will be able to tackle. This is one thing. Another thing is that make a chart of it, whatever I have made. Alright, so this was not possible because there were various cases, so it was not possible to make radial charts. But if you can make a radial chart, you can claim for a dairy milk silk from me when you come to the school. Alright, so if you make the radial chart, Okay, means I have made linear chart. If you make radial chart, better chart than what I am making, then you definitely deserve a dairy milk silk from me. All right, that is a good chocolate. All right, so that definitely I will give you if you come and if you make it. All right, so I'm keeping a good record of how many of you are making good notes and good question answers and taking part in the collaborative slide making, which I had shared. I had shared around 154 questions, and out of which 17 questions, 17 slides, that means 17 twice are 34. 34 questions had been done by a few students who are regular. If a few students are not regular due to some reason, maybe acceptable reason, may not be acceptable reason, I request them to become active too. All right. Thank you.